$300,000 fans are on hand to watch the most popular sporting event in America and to cheer the men who will write another thrilling chapter in the history of auto racing, the Indianapolis 500, May 1974, the 58th running of the internationally famous classic. Who will be this year's winner? Let's hear from some of the team managers. First, George Bignotti.
McLaren team's going to be tough, and A.J. Foyt's going to be tough, and of course Bobby Unser, he's been winning a lot of races, so I think that they're the ones that have to be beaten today.
Parnelli Jones.
We think that Bobby Unser and A.J. Foyt and Rutherford possibly will be the three fellows that we have to beat.
Dan Gurney.
Certainly Johnny Rutherford has been due for a long, long time. He's running with a very good team.
Teddy Mayer of the McLaren team.
Really only A.J. Foyt and Bobby Unser. You know Foyt's going to run off unless something happens or he runs out of fuel, so...
A.J. Watson.
Then there's a lot of them. Rutherford's running fast. They're all tough.
A lifetime of experience and a year of preparation, and the teams are ready for this 500-mile test of men and machines. And these are some of the drivers, champions all, who will compete for more than $1 million in prize money. Champions like Gordon Johncock, winner of the 1973 race. Mario Andretti, winner in 1969. Bobby Unser, the 1968 winner. The popular Mike Mosley. The son of a famous racing father, Billy Vukovich. The veteran, Lloyd Ruby. And A.J. Foyt, who is seeking an unprecedented fourth victory. Foyt had been the man to beat since the very start of time trials.
Anthony Joseph Foyt, three-time winner of the Indianapolis 500.
His qualification speed, 191.6, but 5 miles an hour slower than he ran in practice.
Well, we're not really happy with it. We was hoping to maybe run 193 miles an hour, but I figured the biggest thing was getting in the show. Hey, Jay, you set on a pole in 65 and 69. You think it'll do it for 74? No, I doubt it very seriously. There's 2 or 3 people running that fast.
A.J. was too pessimistic. 2 days of qualification attempts failed to produce a qualifying speed faster than his. When the 33-car starting field was filled, he still held the pole. Only one other car, Johnny Rutherford's McLaren number 3, topped 190 miles an hour. But Johnny will start in the back of the pack because he qualified on the second weekend.
I know A.J. sitting over there in the suite listening, and I sure wished I could have smoked him just this one time.
Let's give Johnny Rutherford a hand, please.
Number 2 position in the front row went to Wally Dallenbach.
Around Wally, congratulating him. Wally, right now you're sitting next to A.J. Foyt.
Well, if I had to sit anywhere, that's a fine place to sit.
The lineup of qualifiers reads like a who's who of racing. Mike Hiss. 2-time Indy winner, Al Unser. Gary Bettenhausen. And then there are the rookies, some who didn't make it, and others like Pancho Carter who did.
Qualifying for this, their first 500.
I was probably a little more nervous and tense than I should have been. I relaxed a little better yesterday and this morning.
Another who will be starting for the first time is Bill Simpson.
What's it like? Sure.
Gary?
Yeah. Okay. Let's give Bill Simpson out.
And what about the fans? Who are their favorites?
You know who's on the pole? My man AJ. Is he your favorite? Yeah. AJ's a beautiful driver.
Who are you for?
Mosley all the way.
Back Mosley.
Johnny Rutherford.
Lloyd Ruby.
We're all for Bobby Unser.
AJ Floyd, hit on.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Mr. Tony Hulman with those 4 famous words. And start your race.
Former Indianapolis winner Jim Rodman is just about to lead. There it goes. And the field is underway. The field is underway on the parade lap. And as they come...
The challenge of champions has begun. The start of a 500-mile test of speed and endurance. 11 rows of cars, 33 of the world's greatest drivers, 3 abreast, move away from the starting line on the parade lap. They're all away except one. There's a car stalled on the track. It's Rick Muther in car number 61 who's having trouble starting his engine. Now they're pushing him off the straightaway and into the pit area. What a frustrating moment for Muther. Can they get him started and into competition? There he goes. One big question in 1974. How will new limitations on fuel, a safety measure to reduce car speeds, affect race strategy? Can these cars run 500 miles on only 280 gallons? How many pit stops will they be forced to make with only 40 gallons on board?
Racing team special. A.J. Foyt, 3-time winner on the pole alongside Wally Dallenbach of the STP Oil Treatment Special. Mike Pierce in the Norton Spirit. That's the front row. In the second row is Gordon Johncock, Mario Andretti, and Mike Mosley. They're in the short chute. If all goes well, Jim Radman will bring the pace car into the pits, and then the eyes will be on the race officials, including starter Pat Padan, as they look over the field to make certain everything is right. And if it is, the green flag will be given to him. There is your field. Let's send them on their way. As the green flag is out, and Wally Dallenbach goes into the lead.
It's a safe start, a good start, and they're on their way with Dallenbach leading A.J. Foyt around the first turn.
Into the second turn now, and down the backstretch. And it's still Wally Dallenbach out of the lead, with A.J. Foyt in the number 2 position. Dallenbach in car.
A surprising move by Dallenbach, who said before the race,
if there is any strategy, we're going to have to be a little conservative for a while. I'm sure that we'll be able to go the distance and make a race of it.
The winner of the California 500 is out in front at the moment as lap 1 is complete. And A.J. Foyt is second. George Johncock is third. And
his time for the first lap, a new track record of 184.011 miles an hour. And he's still charging to increase his early lead.
Continues to be on as Wally Dallenbach halfway down the backstretch. Wally Dallenbach in turn number 40 is leading going into the third turn. He is setting a terrific pace. The first time
an all-time new lap record, 191.408 miles an hour. Early problems plague some cars as they head for the pits. And here comes Johnny Rutherford in car number 3. He's really flying, moving from 25th to 11th in 2 laps, charging through traffic to catch up with the leaders. with Dallenbach's car. He seems to be in trouble. He's slowing down at the second turn. And there goes Foyt past him on the backstretch. And Johncock is right behind A.J. in second place. It's a broken piston on Wally Dallenbach's car.
Early in the race is coming in.
2 tremendous laps by Dallenbach, and now he's out of the race. A.J. Foyt has taken over the lead. Johncock is second. Bobby Unser, the winner of this year's California 500, is third. And Johnny Rutherford is still charging, passing one car after another.
Johnny Rutherford is now in 8th position. Johnny Rutherford is now in 8th position as he has moved up from the 25th starting spot.
Mike Mosley, another of the pre-race favorites, is out on lap number 4. And that's Bobby Unser moving up on Gordon Johncock. It's a battle for second place on the front stretch, and Unser makes his move.
Bobby Unser moves into second. He got around George Johncock. Bobby Unser is now second. Bobby Unser is now second. George Johncock is third.
Floyd is opening up his lead as the battle for second continues.
Third, George Johncock. There is Johnny Rutherford moving to fourth. Johnny Rutherford is taken fourth. Johnny Rutherford in car number 3 for the McLaren Special is now fourth.
Now it's Rutherford pressing Johncock on the front stretch. Will he get around him? He passes Johncock in the first turn and moves up on Bobby Unser. Unser, Rutherford, and Johncock all together chasing the leader, A.J. Foyt in car number 14. While another Foyt car, number 82, driven by George Snyder, is on the grass and out of the race.
In the number 1 turn, Johnny Rutherford, Bobby Unser right together on the race course.
That's Al Unser, up from 26th to 5th.
Closing in on car number 48, the Olsenite Eagle with Bobby Unser. Johnny Rutherford, who started way back in 25th position, is going for second.
Another battle on the front straightaway.
And it's Johnny Rutherford trying to get around Bobby Unser, and he got him! He got him! And now the McLaren Special with Johnny Rutherford is second. The McLaren Special with Johnny Rutherford is now second.
With the leaders in such tight competition, the speed and efficiency of pit stops will be critical. Rutherford makes his first pit stop on lap 23. Bobby Unser regains second place. But remember, these cars carry only 40 gallons of fuel, and at 1.8 miles per gallon can travel no more than 72 miles or 28 laps without refueling. The leader, A.J. Foyt, plays it safe and comes in on lap 24. In first place now is Bobby Unser, gambling that he can get a few extra laps out of his tank. This year, cutting down on pit stops through efficient use of fuel becomes a problem in higher mathematics, and some teams even use computers to help. Unser comes in on lap 28. He loses the lead, but has traveled further than his rivals on his tank full of fuel. Pit stop objective, make them few and fast. His team manager, Dan Gurney, said before the race,
if we make mistakes in the pits, why, that's one of the things that we have to watch out for, and we could very easily lose the race.
The fact that we only are allowed to carry 40 gallons, we're going to have to make 10 or 12 stops.
Parnelli Jones on the fuel problem.
Therefore, you're going to see a lot of action in the pits, and again, the pit stops are going to mean a great deal.
Consider that Foyt and Rutherford, now battling for the lead, travel about 300 feet a second. You can see why seconds gained in the pits can win a race. As George Bignotti explains,
I can remember 1972, the pit crew won the race for Al Unser. The head of the McLaren car we made 4 pit stops and they made 3, but our total pit stops was 23 seconds faster, so that gave us the margin of victory there.
But even the veteran Bignotti's cars have trouble squeezing extra laps out of this year's fuel allotment.
Gordon Johncock and Steve Krizeloff both running out of fuel right at the same lap. And then having to...
They'll get refueled and back into the race. But 10 cars are out of competition by lap 59, including young Johnny Parsons, who spent a total of 24 minutes in the pits. Now, it's Foyt still in the lead. Johnny Rutherford is second. Al Unser is now third. His brother Bobby charging to catch him. That's Jerry Grant and Bill Vukovich hitting the brakes to get around car number 51. A spin for number 51 with driver Jan Opperman. He's okay, thanks to driving skill by himself and the others. That'll bring out the yellow flag. Caution laps. With the field slowed, we can look for some pit stops.
In the lead in this race is A.J. Foyt. And also Johnny Rutherford. Johnny Rutherford coming in. And there are the two leaders right together in the pits. Rutherford in second place as he comes in.
Something's wrong in Foyt's pit. Cross signals about a tire change.
A.J. Foyt's still in there. And there goes Johnny Rutherford along A.J. Foyt in the pit. As Foyt is still in that pit area, Rutherford is back out there. And he becomes the leader on the order, as Rutherford was in 15 and a half seconds.
And they're still having trouble in Foyt's pit. Is he going to get out?
Foyt is still there, still there. Now he gets away. Now he gets away. A long pit stop for the 3-time Indianapolis champion A.J. Foyt. It was 53 seconds.
The green flag is out.
Rutherford, car number 3, is out in front, and Foyt is second. Foyt is second.
Al Unser is still third. And Bobby Unser is fourth. 115 laps, almost 300 miles, and another pit stop for A.J. Foyt, who's still running second behind Johnny Rutherford. And Johnny is called in too. A conservative strategy to match pit stops with his competition. As Rutherford comes in, Foyt goes out. Oh, there's trouble on the third turn. That's Jerry Carl in number 42 who hit the wall. The yellow flag again. And Rutherford, the leader, has been in the pits under a caution with the field slowed down to 80 miles an hour. This is the first serious damage of the day, but Carl is uninjured. Others have taken advantage of the caution to pit, and Bobby Unser gets out ahead of his brother Al. It takes time to clean up the track. After 10 laps, Rutherford comes in again, still under the caution, to top his fuel tank. A smart move while the field is still slowed down. But can he hold his lead? As he comes out, still under the caution, Foyt, in his Gilmore Special, is right behind him going into the first turn. Rutherford and Foyt right together now. It's going to be quite a race when we get the green flag. And there it is. The green flag is out, and they're racing.
And there is Rutherford and Foyt right together on the racetrack. And Foyt got around Rutherford. And Foyt got around Rutherford. Now it's Foyt out in front of Rutherford.
Bill Casey, the crew chief on the Unser car, he said the automobile definitely let the engine go.
150 miles to go, and half the cars are out of the race. How come?
You know, people ask me, say, gee, you know, how come you guys can't build a car and run 500 miles? Well, I say, sure, I can guarantee I can build a car to run 500 miles. The only thing is I may not be able to run fast enough to qualify it, so.
Another who's out of it is Salt Walder, who had a near-fatal accident at the start last year and made a valiant comeback to run again. As his father explained philosophically before the race,
and I hope it just winds up that way at the end of the day. Now, some of us are going to be disappointed because a rod broke or a mag went dead, but as long as everybody can walk back and bitch about it, we'll all be happy.
As A.J. Foyt, going for his 4th victory at Indianapolis, is going at a pace of 183.5 miles an hour.
And Johnny Rutherford is chasing him.
And it could be Foyt is smoking out there a little bit. Yes, we could see puffs of smoke coming out of Foyt's machine now. As he goes down the backstretch, he is still leading, however. He is still leading.
Rutherford is hanging in there. Will he try to pass him? No! He's backing off to avoid oil spray.
Coming out now. We'll take a look at it the next time around the main stretch.
Foyt's in trouble.
Taking a look now, and I believe that the black flag might be given to Foyt now. There he is.
A.J. is in the pits for an inspection.
Johnny Rutherford now certainly in command of this event.
Will they let him go out?
A.J. Foyt, okay, then back out there. 14 seconds. 14 seconds.
Now Rutherford is the leader. Bobby Unser in car number 48 is second. Can Foyt catch up? It doesn't look that way. They're calling him in. 142 laps, and he's back in the pits.
Yes, he was given the black flag on the backstretch, and now he comes back into the pits again. And A.J. just wheels it right out into the gasoline alley.
With Foyt out of the race, Rutherford has a clear lead. Only Bobby Unser is on the same lap.
Johnny Rutherford getting around Pancho Carter, and there's a slide. Pancho Carter was bumped in turn number 1, and it looks like he's okay.
And with a restart, he'll be back in the race. Rutherford now stretching his lead over Bobby Unser. And that's Billy Vukovich in third.
Here is Johnny Rutherford comes in. Johnny Rutherford coming in, eyes now on the leader. And where is Bobby Unser? He'll be coming up now. He'll be coming up. Working on Johnny Rutherford on lap number 175 with 25 laps to go. He got 25 laps out of the last full tank. 25 laps out of the last full tank, and there goes Bobby Unser into the lead. Bobby Unser has taken over the lead, and he'll be coming in. A long pit stop here for Johnny Rutherford. Of course, very little. You notice the tank was tipped on time.
A full tank, but 25 laps to go. Will he have enough fuel to make it to the finish without coming in again? Unser's strategy, as before, is to stretch his fuel for a few extra laps. He comes in on lap 179. Notice the way that tank is tipped to get the last drop out of it. With only 21 laps to go and a full load, he should be able to finish the race without another stop for fuel.
Rutherford back into the lead, and there is Bobby Unser back out. In 16 seconds they did it. What's the fuel situation the rest of the way? That's going to be the interesting, dramatic story of this race.
Rutherford lost 10 seconds on the stop, and he's charging now, trying to widen his lead.
Now between Johnny Rutherford and Bobby Unser.
Unser tries to stay with him, but he can't.
Now Johnny Rutherford has built the lead to 17 seconds. A 17-second lead.
And Johnny's crew tells him to take it easy. Unser's chances now depend on Rutherford making another pit stop. But on each lap, Johnny adds a second to his lead. His wife, Betty, has her fingers crossed. A 22-second lead now and a lap to go.
Driving like he's on rails, he's out of the turn and onto the straightaway, and he'll come now. For the white flag from starter Pat Van. There it is, 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go for Johnny Rutherford. He's in the second turn now. 1 lap to go. He swings out of the second turn, goes down the back stretch. There he is in the fourth turn. He's coming out of it, coming to the checkered flag. A first-time winner at Indianapolis. Here he is, after 10 years of trying, getting the checkered flag. Johnny Rutherford. Johnny Rutherford from Fort Worth, Texas, in a McLaren.
And Bobby Unser finishes 22 seconds behind.
A great drive, and here comes Johnny Rutherford. Here is your new Indianapolis champion.
Category 1. I thought it was great.
Super race.
It was so great. Nobody got hurt.
The first 10 laps, I was just dizzy. I mean, I was really just freaked out. And it's good that there weren't any accidents.
But thank God we had a safe race today.
Yeah, nobody got hurt.
Victory lane, where not since Lou Meyer in 1936 has there been a winner who started so far back.
There he is. There he is. Johnny Rutherford moving into victory lane in the McLaren Special. The man who ranked third in the championship trail last year is being pushed up, but there is Betty and Team McLaren.
Manager Mayer recalls a pre-race strategy.
Well, I think he'd been beaten over the head that he was 25th at the start, and there was very little he could do about it. And I told him jokingly I'd fine him $500 for every car he passed on the first lap, but he did a super job. He really did.
I had my doubts when we started so far back, but the way everything worked out is great. Of course, anytime you tangle with AJ, you know you got a race on your hands. And I knew what I had to do, and all the guys in the garage, they put it all together, and I just drove it, and we won the big one.
A team effort all the way that went on to win at Milwaukee and Pocono.
Of course, having a team like Valvoline on our side, you know, we're grateful.